What would you do if your own sibling forged your dead parents' will? Stealing everything you were meant to inherit? That's exactly what happened to me. They thought they were clever, but they forgot one thing: handwriting never lies. When my father passed away, my world shattered. Grief was already heavy enough, but soon, grief turned into betrayal. I was the youngest of 3 siblings. My older brother, Daniel, always acted superior, as if he was the true heir to everything. He was the responsible one, the golden child. But my father was a fair man. He had always told me directly, when the time comes, the inheritance will be divided equally. No one will be left out. So when the will was read, I was stunned. According to the document, everything, the house, the land, the savings, was left to Daniel. My sister and I? Nothing. Not even a single mention. The lawyer read it without hesitation, and Daniel wore the fakest mask of sympathy. He said, "I know this is shocking, but we have to respect Dad's wishes." My heart screamed, "This isn't right." I couldn't shake the feeling that something was off. The will's signature didn't look like my father's. He had a very distinct way of signing his name, flourished, strong strokes, the kind of handwriting you couldn't mistake. But on this will? The letters looked clumsy, uneven. Like someone had tried too hard to copy. When I questioned it, Daniel snapped at me. "Don't start drama. Dad trusted me. You're just being jealous." But the anger in his eyes betrayed him. That night, I dug through old boxes in my father's study. I pulled out old letters, documents, checks, anything that had his real signature. I compared them side by side. And my suspicion grew into certainty: Daniel forged the will. Of course, my word alone wasn't enough. If I accused him without proof, he'd twist it and paint me as the bitter sibling. So, I decided to play it smart. I quietly reached out to a handwriting expert. I explained everything and gave him both the new will and samples of Dad's real handwriting. The expert didn't even hesitate. He looked me in the eye and said, "This signature is forged. The pressure, the strokes, the slant, it doesn't match your father's hand at all." It was the validation I needed. But I didn't stop there. I went back to the lawyer's office where the will had been kept. Something about the whole setup felt strange. After pressing gently, I discovered that the original copy of the will had mysteriously gone missing. The only one left, the one Daniel produced, was conveniently stored in his possession. Now, I had a motive and evidence. I didn't confront Daniel directly. No, that would give him a chance to cover his tracks. Instead, I took everything to court. My lawyer presented the handwriting analysis, my father's past financial records, and even testimony from neighbors who had heard my father talk about splitting everything equally. The judge listened carefully. When Daniel's turn came, he fumbled. He had no witnesses, no logical reason why my father would disinherit 2 children completely. And then came the blow. The handwriting expert testified under oath, exposing the forgery in detail. Every false stroke. Every shaky line. Daniel's face turned pale. For the first time, he looked small. The verdict was swift. The forged will was declared invalid. The court reinstated my father's true, earlier will, the one that divided everything equally among us. But justice didn't stop there. Forging a legal document is a serious crime. Daniel was fined heavily, and his reputation in the community crumbled. He went from smug and untouchable to disgraced. Meanwhile, my sister and I received what our father truly wanted us to have. It wasn't about the money. It was about respecting Dad's legacy. Daniel thought greed would make him powerful. But in the end, his greed exposed him. And the best part? Every time I walk into my father's house, the house Daniel tried to steal, I smile. Because it belongs to me now, not because of lies, but because of truth. If you enjoyed this story of betrayal and justice, hit that like button, subscribe for more stories of satisfying revenge, and share this video with someone who loves to see the greedy get exactly what they deserve.